Hi, I'm Kesten Rono, and you are here for day 77 of A Course in Miracles. Thank you, big girl. Okay, thank you. Okay, off, please. Off. Good girl, good girl. Thank you for being here, reviewing Principle 17. I like this one. Miracles transcend the body. They are sudden shifts into invisibility, away from the bodily level. That is why they heal. This one has new meaning for me. That is why they heal. I mean, obviously, it's stating that healing is beyond the body, but now I feel more of the idea as the book continues to repeat certain themes that it is not just like energy for healing could be beyond the body, but that we are associating ourselves firmly with the body. And therefore, we are looking for material things that we are creating with our bodies, with our ideas. We are looking for things external to us that would naturally be external because we are our body and we didn't make those things. So we're looking for something outside of us. Therefore, we are identifying as our body. So something external must be what is saving us. But this is a deeper concept than just healing, like the healing of a miracle. You couldn't see and now you can see. Well, I suppose that's what we're all doing here, but perhaps you can picture some other illness. The deeper concept is that if we are looking for something to heal us that is not within ourselves, that is not invisible, transcending our idea of our body identification, if we cannot consider the invisible, then we must be looking for the things that are being marketed to us as our saviors. That our path to salvation and healing is by giving up more of us or taking in something else, that we are fundamentally incomplete unless we have this new version of medication or this idea about markets. Miracles transcend the body. Consciousness in the body means that whatever we are has some container, our body, and that we are limited to the existence that we can have in the body. That's consciousness in the body. Consciousness outside the body, body in consciousness, puts consciousness on the outside perspective of the body. Therefore, the container is infinite. The body is in consciousness. And if the body, the thing that we thought was so physical, is in consciousness, then it is made up of consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is everywhere and in everything. This is the idea, I believe, of how God could be in anything and everything. God is your mind. It is your consciousness. That is literally what you are. It's as simple as that, that is the image of God, what it is that you are. And we are fumbling around, doing many things with our bodies, which is beautiful. But we keep thinking that the purpose is out there. The purpose is something with that. And the purpose is, despite doing all of these things, is waking up to the fact that something has been doing them the whole time and noticing what that something is. The way we would wake up is to do all of these things with the body and notice that somehow we don't feel full, that we still feel unsafe, that we're not knowing peace. We can't, somehow we still cannot provide indefinitely into the future. You can pass off any number of dollars to an heir. And if more are not created through some kind of productivity, offering some value to the market such that people want to part with whatever they deem is valuable. If more are not created, without talking about what happens when we make more dollars, but if more are not earned for whoever received the original dollars, eventually they are inflated away. That is, because more dollars are created, it takes more dollars to buy the same things, which in other words means prices for those things has gone up in dollars. Therefore, it will take whoever inherited the dollars more dollars, if you think dollars are measuring anything at all, to buy whatever they need in the future to provide for themselves. So what starts as possibly a great wealth is whittled down over time by the system that was valuing that wealth, where people were finding their value in that wealth until those same dollars won't buy you what you thought they would buy. Think about that image of someone with a wheelbarrow of cash to go buy bread. That can't happen. Nothing that we are doing in the physical with material is going to be sustainable carried out to the infinite. And that might seem like too far, and you won't have to go that far to realize that we have to anchor ourselves to the natural, that our money has to be tied to something provably scarce, something that requires work, aka life, aka energy to create. If it is gold again, why is it gold? It is hard to make gold. Gold has a universal acceptance. Practically speaking, it cannot be destroyed. It's divisible. And on and on. But gold can be created the least easily. We keep finding more, but roughly at the same rate. Paper can just be printed, and in today's age, anyone can just update another zero in a bank account. Where do you think your loan comes from for your house? It comes out of thin air. It's digital. It comes out of thin air. Yet you become a slave to it. You change your whole life around paying for that thing. Groceries are more expensive and gas is more expensive, and this is wrong. But your house price going up is right. This system is an illusion, telling you that you're safe, and you'll never find your safety there. Where that is of the body. If it's not found here, where could it be found? And it is all of the things around us that eventually feel incongruent to us that we, again, like I said, don't notice that peace and safety that finally, maybe, we pick up a book like this because we already have some other bug and we're wondering, how do I frame this, whatever it is that I'm feeling? Well, this is what happens. We end up seeing incongruences in everything around us. And then finally, rather than saying, wait, I keep doing things with the incongruences and nothing's changing. What if I did? Is there a root? I keep going to the doctor and needing this medication for this thing. Can I just fix the thing? Just as the money needs to be tied to the natural, where dollars were worth redeemable for gold, give it back to me. That means that every dollar that's created, if everyone went in and got their gold, well, the government, if they were being honest, would be tied to specifically that amount of dollars. Every dollar that would be turned in, if it could be every dollar that was ever created by the government, which was saying that each one of these dollars is worth X amount of gold. Well, if everyone came in, then they would get X amount of gold and nobody would have a complaint. But you can't do that today. If you want to go to the bank, that's called a bank run because they don't have it. You've signed over your money and you're taking out loans from them that they're creating out of thin air after they've lent all of whatever you thought you had into thin air already. And then they're charging you for it. And if you don't pay it, you lose your real thing, the house. This system isn't very considerate of your well-being. That this money has to be tied and redeemable for something natural, to give it some relative power in the natural world. That is ultimately where we are when we are of the body. That your health depends on you being tied to the natural. That when people were eating seasonal, local, whole foods, relatively speaking, there was no disease. Relatively speaking, people were symmetrical. It didn't matter where you were eating whatever was there. It's cold and you're eating fat, fine. You're on the equator and you're eating rabbit and tubers, fine. You were perfectly acclimated for where you were because everything that was around you was acclimated for where you were. You don't have to think about it at all. We don't even have to belabor it at all. You were just being where you were. That's the presence of the physical space. Well, we've mixed that all up and we've believed that in creating those problems, the people who are selling us a solution are offering us, excuse me. They are offering us something of real value, but it's not real. It's not real. What's real was before the problem, not playing with the effect of the problem. And just the same, your ease or dis-ease of your mind will be dependent on how willing you are to return to the natural, your natural state. Where is it? On the other side of all of the shames you've inherited and fears you've inherited from the way that you have been seeing yourself only as a body. It may not feel natural, but it is very natural to return to the natural. This is why I believe the book is trying to tell us that these reverse the physical laws. Returning to the natural is the opposite of living inside of the system that you are seeing everywhere around you. Therefore, where you will be opposite the laws. The system that you are in that benefits from you, as no government competes in the open market. They must coerce under threat of violence, making rules so you play only within their system. If you do not contribute to them, or do so by force, or by illusion, by printing money, even if you're paying half of a year of your labor in taxes, that you're 50% a slave to this idea, thinking that you are free. You're not free in this idea. We must return to the natural. This book is stating that miracles are natural, that there's a natural flow of finding peace through releasing our upsets, forgiving. I will climb out of the rabbit hole. Miracles transcend the body. There is something else going on. And whatever it is that you actually are, the you listening to this, the you talking, that's invisible. It's not the thing that you think you are. And if you want to change the effects, you will have to get to the root, the natural. else you are selling something that you do not have, just like the other examples. And it's just a matter of time before enough people notice and everyone says they want to change. That's where you are now. Miracles are sudden shifts into invisibility away from the bodily level. That is why they heal. Lesson 77. I am entitled to miracles. I am entitled to miracles. You are entitled. Entitled. Seems entitling. What does entitling have to feel like? Let's find out. You are entitled to miracles. Please repeat after me. I am entitled to miracles. I am under no laws but God's. I am sustained by the love of God. I am entitled to miracles. You are entitled to miracles because of what you are. You will receive miracles because of what God is. And you will offer miracles because you are one with God. Remember, invisible, what it is that you are, your consciousness. It is God. When you see consciousness outside the body, then everything is consciousness. And these ideas are all one thing. Again, how simple is salvation? It is merely a statement of your true identity. It is this that we will celebrate today. Your claim to miracles does not lie in your illusions about yourself. It does not depend on any magical powers you have ascribed to yourself, nor on any of the rituals you have devised. It is inherent in the truth of what you are. It is implicit in what God your Father is. It was ensured in your creation and guaranteed by the laws of God. Today we will claim the miracles which are your right, since they belong to you. You have been promised full release from the world you made. You have been assured that the kingdom of God is within you, and you can never be lost. We ask no more than what belongs to us in truth. Today, however, we will also make sure that we will not content ourselves with less. Proclamations of our worthiness, of our holiness, of your abundance, its truth. May you love this idea. What you want is yours. It is yours. It's not something you need to take or guard or anything. It is. It just simply is. It's not a property. It's just yours. It's you. It's who you are, I imagine. Begin the longer practice periods by telling yourself quite confidently that you are entitled to miracles. I am entitled to miracles. That sounds arrogant, not confident. I am entitled to miracles. I am entitled to miracles. Tell yourself this confidently, that you are entitled to miracles. Closing your eyes, remind yourself that you are asking only for what is rightfully yours. I love this. In my relationships, in general, I do not want anything that the other person does not want to give at all. I don't want it. Let's imagine that theoretically I want it. Someone has a lot of money. Okay, I want it. They don't want to give it to me. Now I'm saying I don't want it. How could that be true? Because what I want to experience is what people want to share. And if they don't want to share it, I don't want it. And what would that mean? That I want people to be as full as they've ever felt in their life. That's how I want to feel. Therefore, whatever I am sharing I want people to have because I am so full, I'm so abundant that I want to give it away. This is the blessing. If that's what I want to create and I want to know it for myself, then I also wish it on all of you, on everybody. And you could look at this logically because selfishly, I'll get more of what I want. If everyone gave me all of their money, you might say, I want all the money in the world, but I don't want to be made of things that I took from people or stuff that they gave me that they didn't want to give me. I don't want to be made of the idea of coercion. I don't want to wear that. I would like to be made out of gratitude for receiving. Wow. If that's true, if I can be surprised and feel in abundance because I cannot even stop it from coming in, that I want to give it away as much as I can. And I may rest on it and then realize, wow, I exist this way because of everyone else. What can I do? And then I dare dream. Maybe I'm slow to it. But to feel this way in abundance would be amazing. Therefore, I want everyone's fullness. I want to be characterized by their fullness, not by their lack. Their lack would depend on me hoping that they never see their fullness. Therefore, I would be incentivized to keep everything in lack. What kind of world would I be living in but one that is lacking fullness? So you are only asking for what is rightfully yours. That is why you are entitled to miracles. Because this is rightfully yours. Not that you will get to take it. I am decreed by God. I am connected to God. This is all rightfully mine. No, said another way. I am entitled to whatever is rightfully mine. I'm just entitled to it, not give it to me, and not everything is rightfully mine. Whatever it is that is rightfully mine, because I'm not taking anything. I'm just admitting that I'm entitled to it. It's just, I am me. It's just saying the same thing. That whatever it is that I'm entitled to must be rightfully mine, because that's what entitled means. And so therefore, whatever is rightfully mine, whatever it is, I'm entitled to it. So this book is saying, well, guess what? Miracles are rightfully yours. Like it is your right because God gave it to you. It's your fundamental right to know what a miracle is. What is a miracle? A teaching device to get you to wake up. It's the anomaly inside your system that says, hey, have you checked out the obvious around you? Have you seen that this is making you upset? That's the miracle. You forgive. You let it go, and then that's what's revealed on the other side. And we don't get caught up in the spectacle. We say, what was it that got me to feel this way? What am I feeling now? That's love. You're becoming more of the source of the miracle, expressing it. I believe the miracle is noticing and seeing the truth. Perhaps there is an nth degree. And if we are to believe that we are consciousness outside of the body, transcending it, then we would be all things. We would be of God. We'd be with God. And everything would be in our holiness. That's the line of logic here. And if you're with God, who is what is in everything, and He is instilling what He is for you to have, you are entitled to everything. You're not guarding anything. Like the miracle is recognizing that you're entitled to everything. that you are everything. I believe that's what we are noticing. Hmm. Remind yourself also that miracles are never taken from one and given to another, and that in asking for your rights, you are upholding the rights of everyone. Thank you. I could have just kept reading. In asking for your rights, you are upholding the rights of everyone. That's what freedom actually is. You must advocate for your rights so that everyone may have their freedom. That is what we are doing. We are advocating for our right to see miracles in action, to become them, so that everyone may see the miracle of noticing the truth. So everyone may have freedom from their old ideas. And that is how we trick ourselves into saying yes to all the things that I grew up saying yes to. Until I ask myself a question: is that true? Is that true? Is how you feel true? Is what you're saying true? Is specifically how you are saying something what you mean? Is that what you really want? Is that true? You start asking yourself this question, releasing what you thought had to be the truth, therefore, because now you are curious. Have you been telling yourself the truth? And then we notice. What we notice then is eventually we arrive at our feelings. Oof. Is this the truth? Is this really what I am? And we let it go. And we notice what else is there. That is the process. To feel how we're feeling, let it go, and we don't even have to do the next part. We just simply notice. No replacing. It's automatically replaced with whatever is there below all of our upsets. Miracles do not obey the laws of this world, and you are under no laws but God's. Miracles do not obey the laws of this world. They merely follow from the laws of God. After this brief introductory phase, okay, so you were telling yourself that you were confidently telling yourself that you were entitled to miracles with your eyes closed, reminding yourself that you are only asking for what is rightfully yours. And then in asking for these rights, you are advocating for the rights, upholding the rights of everyone. I am entitled to miracles. After this brief introductory phase, wait quietly for the assurance that your request is granted. Wow, wait quietly for the assurance that your request is granted. You have asked for the salvation of the world and for your own. You have requested that you be given the means by which this is accomplished. You cannot fail to be assured in this, but you are asking that the will of God be done. Whoa. I am entitled to miracles is saying, may the will of God be done. The will of God is that I be entitled to miracles, that I know what a miracle is. That is what this statement is saying. That is the will of God for you to know the truth. You are asking that the will of God be done. In doing this, you do not really ask for anything. You state a fact that cannot be denied. Okay, so we're back to what I was saying. You're just simply stating the truth. You're not demanding that you need anything. The Holy Spirit cannot but assure you that your request is granted. It cannot be denied because you are stating a fact. So it is the truth. So the Holy Spirit, which is supposed to see truth from illusion, must grant that that is true. The fact that you accepted must be so. There is no room for doubt and uncertainty today. We are asking a real question at last. The answer is a simple statement of a simple fact. You will receive the assurance that you seek. I am entitled to miracles. Our shorter practice periods will be frequent, and we will also be devoted to a reminder of a simple fact. Tell yourself often today, I am entitled to miracles. Please repeat this. I am entitled to miracles. I'd like to remind you that you are asking only for what is rightfully yours, that miracles are never taken from one and given to another, and that in asking for your rights, you are upholding the rights of everyone. When you say, I am entitled to miracles, this is what you are stating. Ask for them whenever a situation arises in which they are called for. You will recognize these situations, and since you are not relying on yourself to find the miracle, you are fully entitled to receive it whenever you ask. You are not relying on yourself to find the miracle. You are stating that you are entitled to it. So then you'll know it, I suppose, because you're not requesting to be in a state of finding it. You are in a state of it being yours. What you want is yours. Still stands out to me from the text before. Letting that idea assimilate into whatever it is that I believed that I was. It's fun to notice. Remember, too, not to be satisfied with less than the perfect answer. Be quick to tell yourself, should you be tempted, I will not trade miracles for grievances. I want only what belongs to me. God has established miracles as my right. I will not trade miracles for grievances. I want only what belongs to me. God has established miracles as my right. Okay. You are entitled to miracles. Why? Because you are entitled to whatever is yours. And God gave you the opportunity to know miracles. So therefore, you are entitled to them. You're not looking for them. You are entitled to them. And because now they are simply yours, what it is that you are, you're granted the ability to see them, to know them, because you're stating something that is truth. A simple idea that feels silly, but is stating a truth when you just step through it with some logical process. So you are entitled to miracles. You exist. You're able to charge your thoughts. Therefore, you are allowed to see life differently. If you are upset, you may even see it differently if you are happy, if you wanted to. And then you can pretend that when you can't find meaning, yet you still call life as you're seeing it meaningful. I mean, you can find the illusion in it. You'll still find meaning. If you were comfortable, then you wouldn't be upset. You wouldn't be uncomfortable. You wouldn't be whatever it is, acting out. You would be being in. You would say you were comfortable. If if you were upset and you didn't want to change, you're upset, but you're saying, I'm happy the way I am. But your happiness is you upset. You are lying to yourself. You fundamentally cannot say, I'm totally comfortable being uncomfortable. Now, it is a conundrum because we are becoming comfortable being uncomfortable until we are comfortable. Yes, I get that idea. That is actually what we're doing. So I guess this feels defeating. What I mean to say is, if your state is truly discomfort, dis-ease, and you are telling yourself that this is what life is, then you're living a diseased life. It's obvious because that's what you're saying life is, but it is meaning that what your life is dis-ease. It's going to feel like you can never find a meaning in it. You can't find a cure inside dis-ease. You will be diseased inside there, meaning that's not what you want. You won't be ill. By being ill, you're not well. There's no way to be ill and say, oh, this is how I want to be. Maybe in your purging, you are relieving something or noticing something. But as a fundamental state, you're purging to be well. You don't want to be ill. So if your energy is illness or dis-ease or discomfort or unhappiness, upsets, and you are pretending like that is what life is, you will be in that state. You cannot say that that is actually comfort. You'll never find it there. You can't find ease and disease except to notice that ease hasn't been anywhere you've looked. And you have to look somewhere else. They're just not the same thing. They're just not the same. You have to release the ideas of the ways that you are saying you are ill. If you were happy being ill, you would just be happy, not ill. I mean, you can't be both. This may not make sense to you, but it is just is. We are what we give our allegiance to because we are, and therefore we are curious about an idea. If you are sick and that's how you think the world is, therefore you are declaring that that is all the ideas. There's no wellness there. But that is your declaration that you have the right to the miracle of noticing that you may be well. That if you were happy being upset, what would you even call that? Upset or happy? I mean, you're happy when you're happy. And that is true happiness. And you are entitled to this. Why? Because even in my challenged way of expressing it to you, we are discovering it. We're literally doing it. You are doing it. You have the ability to do it. It doesn't matter where you are receiving this. You are doing it. You could be anywhere. Why? All you need is whatever it is that you are. That is why you are entitled to it. It's not something you have to ever go seek or someone has to give you. You can never go find it, and no one can ever give it to you. Ever. And so when you are noticing that you do not feel well, I challenge myself with this too. I am challenged by this idea. No, I do challenge myself with this. Otherwise, I am just being done unto. And I am learning, or I suppose I should say, I am entitled to miracles, that they simply are, and I'm not looking for them at all. And now surely they are ready to be noticed. They could, because they already are. I'll just stick with today's logic. But may you notice in your upsets that there is not happiness in there. That that's not all there is, because we are discussing ideas of happiness. You know what they are, and you know that your feeling of upset is not happiness. So you can no longer be content with an idea of being upset, because you are aware that there is an idea of happiness, and that would provide you the contentness that you're looking for. But when we get there, it's deeper than we ever imagined. And suddenly, the idea that our upset was saying, this is how you must be, this is the only the way that you are safe and happy. And then you find happiness, and happiness says, hi, I am happiness. And you say, oh, this is the truth of what happiness is. It's happiness. The illusion of the upset that was telling you that story vanishes. It simply is meaningless, because now happiness is showing you what happiness is. You are becoming happiness. You are happiness now. Not an upsetness claiming to be happiness. No, you are entitled to miracles of simply noticing, because you are what you are, of simply noticing that happiness is happiness. And when you feel ill, you are knowing illness. And if you are fearful, you are experiencing what fear is. Fear may only offer you fear. That you simply must feel how you feel. That I must feel how I feel. And say, oh, that's what I'm wearing? Let me clean it. Let me undo. Not run from, but just go look directly at. Because it's an idea. If you allow yourself to be the engine of ideas, consciousness. And I suppose we can go on forever from there if we try to use words to explain the infinite. I am Kesten Rono, and I am entitled to miracles. You are not a slave to your grievances. See you tomorrow.